Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Mandarin today. This is the second video on the 1000 Hanzi project. Today we're going to learn the character yi. It is believed to be the easiest Hanzi because it has only one stroke. But is it so? Let's go and find out. Here on this slide, on top of it, you can see the character itself, its pronunciation or pinyin, and a GIF showing its stroke order. And for today's video, we're going to concentrate on 4 aspects. Number 1, tone change, meaning the character can have multiple pronunciation based on the character that follows. We'll talk more about it as we see the real life examples. Second, the character used as a numeral. This is the most common use function of this character. Number 3, as an adverb to suggest a brief action. Number 4, I will introduce to you some common fixed phrases. So let's go. First, when the character E is used as a numeral, the basic format is E plus a measure word plus a noun. So here, measure word is very important. I'll first read through all the examples and then explain to you what their functions are. First, 一个一个一只一只一只猫一只猫一只鸭一只鸭一杯一杯一杯咖啡一杯咖啡 The first example, the measure word 个 This is probably the most common measure word you will see or use in speaking Chinese. It generally refers to a piece of something, normally a small or common things. For example, you can say 一个人 a person, 一个 cupcake 一个蛋糕一个 TV 一个电视 or 一个 cell phone 一个手机 So it's very common to use and you can use it when you don't understand other very specific measure words. Number 2, 一只 So the measure word 只 is used to refer to animals, common animals, but this is just one of a variety of measure words for animals. This here is used to mean cat and duck, so 只. Next one we have 杯, another common measure word to describe a cup, so a cup of coffee, 一杯咖啡. And then if you noticed the left hand of this, you see 3 Chinese characters, 1, 2, 3. I just want to show you another function of yi as numeral to list things out to order. So instead of using Arabic numerals, we use Chinese characters 1, 2, 3 in more formal writing. That's how we use it. So next we move on to the yi used as an adverb to suggest a brief action or lightly. Here we have 4 examples. I'll read through them and then explain them to you. First one, 看一看看一看试一试试一试想一想想一想等一等等一等 Here the basic format is a verb plus the character e and plus the verb. It is very symmetrical if you look at it, and the core idea of this function is to suggest a brief action, as you can see from the English translation. For example, 看一看 to take a look, 看一看 For example, there's a new store in town and you tell your friend, let's go take a look, and you can say 走我们去看一看我们去看一看 Or for 试一试 If someone bought a new toy and he doesn't know how to play, and you can say 让我试一试 Let me have a try 让我试一试 And for number 3, 想一想. If you come across a math problem and you can say 让我想一想. Let me think it over. 让我想一想. And then number 4, 等一等. Okay, so if you want someone to wait for you for a moment, you can say 等一等,等一等. So that's easy. Let's move on to the next part. Here, we'll talk about some common fixed phrases. There is a table here with 3 columns. On the left side, there's a number showing you the number of phrases we're going to study. But here, instead of using Arabic numerals, I use Chinese characters 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, as is shown in Chinese formal writing, you use Chinese characters for that. And the other column, 2 columns are 2 character phrases and 4 character phrases. And I'll read through all this and explain them to you one by one. Okay, first one, 一起,一起 means together. Next one, 一直,一直 means always. Next one, 一般,一般 means generally, generally. Next one, 一定,一定 definitely, definitely. 一起 can be used to mean when you want to do something together with someone. You can say 我们一起去吧. Let's go together. 我们一起去吧. Next one, 一直 just to mean you have always been doing something. 我一直都喜欢打篮球. I've always loved to play basketball. 一直. Next one, 一般. 我一般起得很早. So I generally wake up very early. 一般. Next one, 一定, definitely. 我一定会考上大学. I will definitely go to college. So here you may have noticed that these phrases function as adverb are always appearing before the verb. So that's generally the set order of the Chinese language. Next one, we have the 4 character phrases. Also in Chinese, we call 成语, ready-made phrases. And I'll read through them to you. 一心一意,一心一意 means wholeheartedly. 一心一意. Next one, 一模一样,一模一样 means exactly the same. Next one, 一五一十,一五一十. Next one, 一字千金,一字千金. First, 一心一意 means wholeheartedly. So you have one heart and one thought. This is used to describe you do something without distraction and you concentrated solely on that. Next one, 一模一样 to mean A and B are exactly the same, identical, or sometimes you can say like the son looks 一模一样 to his father. This is used in this way. Next one, 一五一十 means 1-5, 1-10. This is used to mean in full detail. You tell someone something 一五一十, so in full detail. Next one, 一字千金. This one literally to mean one word count as 1,000 pieces of gold. So you can understand it as every word counts. This is used to describe someone say something that is very, influential or they really count matters. Okay. So next we have a summary of what we have learned in this short video. First, 一 is just a number and most commonly used to refer to the number of things, but pay attention to the measure word you have to use when you refer to different nouns. This is a very important grammatic point in Chinese, and we will encounter them in later courses, I'm sure. So we'll have more time to talk about that, don't worry. And then when the character 一 is used as an adverb to mean a briefness of action, a briefness of action. So think about like have a try, 试一下, have a look, 看一看. So number 3, pay attention to the tone changes. You don't have to worry too much about the tone changes. It just occurs naturally when you speak the language. So you don't have to follow, or you don't have to remember the rules. Okay, so just listen to ordinary people speaking the language and you will remember that. Number 4, we talked about some of the formed fixed phrases. So make sure you learn that. And finally, I want to talk about another small little phenomenon that I noticed. It's called why Chinese numbers are horizontal and Roman numerals are vertical. If you look at these two set of characters and Roman numerals, you see Chinese characters are written horizontally and the Roman numerals are written vertically. I don't know what's the logic or what's the reason behind this, but it just reminds me of the very different nature of the two languages, right? And I also discovered that while learning English language. So just want you to bear in mind the differences between the Chinese language or the Eastern language and the Roman language or English, the Western language. So it's very different in many ways. So that's all for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.